Welcome back. Okay, in this video we're going to talk about citations. For research papers, it's important to avoid plagiarism, that you cite your work properly. So here we're going to learn about how to create a citation and basically add to sort of new sources for our bibliography. So I'm going to click here, and our citations are always between the text that you want in the period. So I'm going to click here at the end of 2020 and before the period, and all of our citation information is on the References tab. And you can see here in this whole area, Citations and Bibliographies. First of all, I want to point out here that the style selected right now is APA format, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to actually select from this drop-down list and show you all the different types of formats that you have available. We're going to be selecting MLA 7th edition. So that way everything that we do will be formatted in MLA. So you don't have to worry about checking anywhere to say, am I doing this correctly? Because Word will do that for you once you decide what style you want. Okay, so if your teacher says APA for a particular class, you would just pick APA. All right, so here I have my cursor. I'm going to go up to Insert Citation because that's what I want to do. I see that there's already one reference here, Liana Baker from FanDuel. This was already inserted into this document. It is not the one that we want. I want to add a new source. So I'm going to go down here to Add New Source. And what happens is this Create Source box pops up. Okay, and you can actually get to this as well from Manage Sources. But what you do here is the first thing you're going to do is pick what type of source it is that you want. And so in this particular case, I'm going to scroll down here because it is a document from a website. So there's website, document from website, article in a periodical, journal article, book. I don't need to read each of these to you, but which source you pick does change the fields that you have to enter. So I'm going to pick document from website, and you'll see all of the fields that pop up here. And then I'm just going to click in the box, and I'm going to type in, and you basically just want to make sure that you're typing it in properly. Authors are typically separated by a semicolon. So you can see I did that there. If you had a corporate author, you could check this box, and then that box would become enabled. I'm going to go down to name of web page here, and I'm going to type in Scandal Erupts in Fantasy Sports. The name of the website is the New York Times. And I can tab from field to field, which makes it a little bit quicker. As I'm typing in each of these. And then the year access, which you can see is basically when you went to the website, whereas the year is the year that it was actually put out on the website. And the web is medium. Okay, now you'll notice that this is just sort of what they would say the minimum required fields that you need to enter are. But if you check out this Show All Bibliography Fields, you'll see that there are additional ones that you can enter. So on occasion, you may be asked for one that doesn't show on that original list, and what you have to do is just check that Show All Bibliography Fields. And you can see all the ones in red star, the recommended fields. Those were all the ones that were being displayed when Show All Bibliography Fields was not selected. Okay, so we're going to do Show All, and I'm going to click in the editor box here, and I'm going to say, you know what, I know the editor, I might as well put her in. So it's Williams Meg, and I click OK. And so when it comes out, you see that I have my citation here, which references the two author names. Okay, that's the format for a citation in MLA format. And I have the ability, if I click on this citation, I have the ability here to click on the drop-down arrow, okay, and I can edit this citation. So if I wanted to include page numbers, I could add page numbers. If for some reason I wanted to suppress the author, I could do that. And if year and title were also part of it, you could do that as well. So this gives you further flexibility. So this is obviously a website so that there isn't pages necessarily, but for a book you might have pages here. Okay, so I'm going to hit cancel. Now, if I realize I made a mistake and I wanted to be able to edit this source, I'm going to show you that if we go up to Manage Sources here, you'll see that I have quite a few master list sources, and what this basically means is these are ones that were typed in for all of my documents. So that's kind of a cool thing, because imagine if you're typing papers for a class, right? Let's say you're taking an ethics class and you type a paper and you use some references. So now you go to type another paper and you want to use the same reference you used in a past paper. What you can do is pull from that master list. If they're saved in another document, then they would be part of this master list. Okay. Over here on the right-hand side, you have just your current list. This is what's currently assigned to this document. So if you wanted to take one of these, right, you could click on it and simply hit copy, and it would bring it over to your current list. Okay, so that's what that means. So now, what if we wanted to make a change to one of the one that we just put in? So we're going to click on this one, and we're going to click edit, and you can see that basically it brings it up the same way it was before, and I could make any changes that I wanted to. Okay, I'm going to click OK. If I wanted to check out the other one that I had on the list that came with the document, I'm going to click here. Again, I could do edit, and I can see what's available there. This is another place where you can actually go in and you could create all of your sources here. So rather than going through citation and doing new source, you could just come in, take all your sources, and just pop them all into manage sources, and then they would be available to you everywhere else. Okay, so what you would do is you would come in, you have your list of sources, you go to manage sources, you just keep doing new, making sure that it's important that you remember to pick what type of source that you want, and then it would add all of those sources to your current list. So then when you went over to insert citation, you would see them all available. So like you see now, the one that we had entered here for Drape Joe is now available on this list. So it's pretty easy to use. So let's say you wanted to insert another source somewhere. So let's say I come down here, I decide I need a source right here. I could go up to insert citation, and this is where instead of typing everything in, you could just simply pick whatever that citation is, making it fairly easy. So once you put all the information in, all you need to do is just click where you want it to be, go up to insert citation, and then pick that particular citation, and it will put it in. Okay, so that concludes this video about inserting citations. Hopefully it makes your life a little easier in the future.